welcome back to Campbell's Freedom Farm. Now that we can start our video without barking. All right, so today we're pickling peppers from the garden. So we have different types of peppers. We have our jalapenos, we have our little peppers, we have our thin ones, I think are the Thai. We did a lot of peppers this year. But this is more of a spicy version of peppers. But what you could do is you could balance it out. You could do a mix of spicy peppers with more of the sweet peppers as well. So I think a mix would also be really nice. So what I did with this, and let me show you one more pepper for another option as well. Now this pepper is also one option that you could do, although I already froze it, which I'm going to use just in other cooking. So it would balance off if you did a mix of all these. You could even cut these up so you have a mix between sweet and spicy, or you could just do more the sweet peppers, which I like more the spicy. But I do remember Trader Joe's had a sweet and spicy pepper mix. It was really good actually. So you could do a good balance. So since I'm not making this in bulk, we're using kind of just the leftover peppers that we have. And we'll get to that more in just a minute because I do want to talk about that. I went ahead and I filled these up to see how much would fit in one jar. And then I split the ratio between water and vinegar. So more vinegar to water. And I went ahead and I filled this up. So what we want to first do before we continue on is just pour this straight in our pot. And then we want to take our garlic. Now I think for some they leave the garlic whole, and I want to actually go ahead and slice it just a little bit. That way then you actually get to eat it. I always loved eating the garlic in there because it always tasted so good as pickled garlic. Okay, so we're going to put this in here, and what will happen is the garlic will infuse with the vinegar and it'll add a nice flavor. Something else that people do is you can add onion. You can mandolin it or thicker, just depends how you want it. I think mandolin onions is better just thinly sliced. For this, you get to be really creative. So what we want to do, you can either take the stem off or leave them on. This is up to you. We're going to go ahead and just drop them all in here and just kind of fill it up. We have such a mix of peppers, and it'll be really pretty too. We can't wait to try it on some of the recipes. I'm going to pick a few more jalapenos for the jar. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to just harvest the last bit, even though these do go inside because they last all year. But we want to start harvesting and using them. All right, there was a little bit more room, so we went ahead and picked them out. And I think what my mom loves doing is why we're leaving the stems on. She loves just taking them out like this. But it's great for a taco night, just throw them right on there. Oh my gosh, there's so much that you can do. And really, again, you can get so creative with this. So I have just a little bit left over the peppercorn, and I'm going to just go ahead and put it right in there, and along with some fennel too. I almost forgot that little guy. So this one, I'm going to cut the stem there just because that'll be a little bit harder. And I'm going to go ahead and just put these straight in here. You could almost pick some of the peppers up and put them along. And people really add so much. There's not an exact rule. Okay, we're going to sprinkle this right over, and then the water will go straight down in it. And we have 1 little teaspoon of sugar, which I'm going to add straight in there. And then as soon as that's done cooling, we want to add some salt right in there. So you could use, I'm going to use a mix between the pink salt and just the regular salt. All right, so we have our ½ teaspoon of salt and just a little sprinkle of the pink salt, mostly just because I love the taste of the pink salt. Okay, and I did want to tell you, so I did about here of water, and then the rest, about a cup of vinegar. So more vinegar to water. Like some, if they're doing a bunch, they'll do 3 cups of vinegar and 1 cup of vinegar. Let me rephrase that. 3 cups vinegar, 1 cup water. There we go. And then just any toppings that you want. I think the peppers are definitely a good one. Dill or fennel, and any peppers. If you want it sweet, don't do this. You could add a little bit more sugar. Honey might be an interesting one. I haven't done honey yet, so maybe we'll have to do a video on that in the future. Okay, so this is all dissolved in here. I'm going to just go ahead and pour it right on top. And let me tell you, the house does not smell good right now with the vinegar. Okay, I'm not going to put the lid on yet. I want this to cool down just a little bit. And then let it sit, I would say at least a week before eating it. You can keep checking on it. It doesn't hurt. I'm going to store mine in the fridge since this isn't like a canning process where you boil it in the water. It lasts longer that way, but this is just the easier, cheap way And I kind of like just to mix it around, just so the garlic also gets on the bottom and it really gets mixed up. So all we're gonna do, as soon as this cools a little bit more, we're gonna put our lid on it, we're gonna put it in the refrigerator, wait a week, and then we're gonna have to make some tacos and other delicious food. But I wanna go over a few things. We have our pepper plant right here. You can bring this in every winter and it stays alive the whole winter. Some of them actually do produce and you actually get little peppers throughout the whole winter. We bring in our 2 big pepper plants straight to the basement. So you get to use these all year round. And I also want to say one more simple thing is we actually didn't go out and purchase all these canning jars. We use them from our previously store-bought pickles or anything. And that way then you get to reuse them just for this recipe. So you're not spending a bunch of money to make pickled peppers, just kind of use what's available if you have them. And that's what we do for a lot of the items too. So we'll go ahead and we'll store this in the refrigerator and we hope it tastes really yummy. Let us know if you're planning on pickling anything this year, but have a great weekend. So we'll show you the bloopers on the end. We had to put him in the room with stuff on because he kept tattletaling on Huggy Bear, who had the big bone. But this is our foster puppy. This is our first foster that we have. So his name's Ranger. So if you want any cute little lab mix with a pretty blue eye, you'll have to let us know. So we've started to foster dogs and puppies. This is our first one. So let us know in the future if you want to adopt a dog. He really is a good dog. His personality started to shine once he got out of that cage and got to actually feel grass. And Huggy Bear is having a lot of fun with him. And he does have a brother too. Well, please subscribe, like, and share. Hey guys.